Let me ask you something. When it comes to AI, are you a chatter or are you a builder? Today, we're diving into a massive shift that's coming to AI workflows. See, it's not about writing better prompts anymore. It's about building systems that actually work for you. So, let's get into it.
I wanted to start with this quote because it just cuts right to the heart of the matter. Does this sound familiar? Endlessly tweaking a prompt, rewriting it, trying again and again just to get the right answer? Well, if it does, then you really need to hear what's coming next. The game is changing, and it is changing fast. I mean, just think about the speed we're moving at. In 2024, prompt engineering was this hot, high-demand job. But by 2026, it's probably just going to be a common skill, almost a hobby. The value is shifting away from crafting the perfect single question and moving toward building the perfect system. And that brings us to this. Welcome to the era of agentic workflows. The most productive people, the ones who are really getting ahead, they aren't just having one-off conversations with AI anymore. No way. They are building automated systems that run in the background, working for them even while they sleep. This is the new paradigm.
So, to really understand where we're going, we first have to get a handle on the limitations of where most of us are right now. Let's talk about something called the prompting trap.
We call this the chat trap. And here's the problem. Every time you open a new chat with an AI, you're starting from scratch. It's a blank slate. You prompt, it answers, and then you close the tab. And poof, all that context, all the knowledge you just built up is gone. It's like having a conversation with someone with short-term memory loss. It is fundamentally inefficient.
The return on your time investment is one-to-one. You put in one prompt, you get one answer. One piece of effort gets you one piece of output. It's a direct transaction, sure, but it's incredibly limited. It just doesn't scale.
But the real goal, where you need to be to scale in 2026, is right here, a 1-to-N return. Instead of one piece of effort for one piece of output, you invest that effort once to build a machine, a little engine that can then generate dozens, hundreds of outputs for you over time, all automatically. That's true leverage. So how do we make that leap? How do we get there? It's through what we're calling the workflow revolution. This is a huge shift in approach. And you know what? It's built on two really simple but incredibly powerful ideas. First, you've got the AI agent. The absolute best way to think of an agent is like a dedicated specialist on your team. You might have one agent that's an expert researcher, another one who's a brilliant copywriter, and a third that just crunches data. Each one is trained for one specific job, and they do it really well.
And if the agent is your specialist, then the AI workflow, well, that's the project manager. The workflow doesn't do the tasks itself. It coordinates the agents. It's the manager that tells the research agent, okay, go start digging, and then tells it to hand off its findings to the writing agent to draft a report.
So let's just lock this in, because it's so important. The agent is the specialist, the one doing the work. The workflow is the manager, the one giving the instructions. Understanding this distinction is the entire foundation for building automated AI systems, instead of just chatting with them.
Okay, now for this whole system to really sing, there's one more critical piece. And honestly, this is probably the biggest trend shaping the future of how we all use AI: context engineering. This is the secret sauce that makes your agent smart and efficient. Instead of telling the AI who you are in every single prompt, you build a digital context hub. Just think of it like a permanent brain for your entire AI system. You upload your brand guidelines, past work, company info. You do it once. And from then on, every single agent in your workflow automatically references this hub. They already know your voice, your goals, and your history. No more repeating yourself.
All right, I know that might sound a little complex, but it's surprisingly accessible, I promise. In fact, let's build a simple but really powerful content agent right now. We'll do a quick 60-second tutorial just to show you how this works in practice.
It's just a simple 3-step process. First, the trigger. You start a new custom agent, whether that's a custom GPT or a similar feature. You're basically creating a new specialized bot. Second, context. And this is that context engineering in action. You're not writing a long prompt, you're just uploading your last 10 newsletters and your brand guide to give the agent its permanent brain. Finally, the action. You tell the agent to monitor a news feed, and whenever a relevant story pops up, it automatically writes a draft post in your voice. And what's the total amount of human effort required after that initial 1-minute setup? Zero, absolutely none. The system now just runs on its own, generating value for you in the background. That is a 1-to-N return.
So as we wrap up, I really want to leave you with the core philosophy here, the one thing that should guide your entire approach to AI from this day forward.
The most crucial point is this. Your long-term advantage doesn't come from writing a slightly better prompt. It comes from building a richer, deeper, more useful body of context that your AI systems can draw from. Plain and simple, context is more valuable than prompting.
You know, the divide in the workforce used to be simple. It was those who used AI and those who didn't. By 2026, that's going to be totally irrelevant. The new divide, the one that will matter, will be between those still manually inputting data for single answers and those who own the automated workflows that do the work for them.
So this is your new mandate. It's a call to shift your perspective. Stop thinking like a user of a chat tool and start thinking like an architect of an intelligent system.
So I'll leave you with this one question. Don't try to boil the ocean here. Just think of one small, repetitive task you do every day. How could you build a simple little agent and workflow to handle it for you? The future belongs to the builders. Thanks for watching.